to our webinar today. We are going to let everyone join, so we're going to give it a couple of seconds as we're starting at 2 o'clock, and it is 2 o'clock, but we're going to let people join and then we're going to get started in about 10 seconds or so. But should we do some intros whilst in the meantime, Josh?
Let's do it.
So I'm Cassie, I'm the co-CEO here at Thrive. Now I know a lot of you joining us today was expecting Frankie on the call with Josh, but instead you've got me joining you today to share what is new in our winter release.
And I'm Josh, I look after growth and innovation here at Thrive. So today I'll be running you through some of our latest releases that we shared last week in London at our customer event. So we'll kick off with some slides and then we'll dive into the product as well and show you some of the stuff that we've been working on.
Perfect. And now it's been a couple of minutes. I think we can get into the good stuff. So I'm sure you've all seen the hype all over LinkedIn about the release of our winter launch last week. As Josh said, we did the big unveiling at Thrive Live with our customers, but it wasn't your standard launch. We shared the next chapter of Thrive with our customers, and today we're doing that with all of you. So this year we've been working really hard to rewrite the future, essentially, the future LMS, a future that we believe is really powered by smarter AI, stronger social engagement, and a more connected employee experience in every way. We really do believe here at Thrive that the future of learning and the future of work are no longer separate conversations. So a big part of our unveiling here today with all of you is showing you how we at Thrive are bringing them together. So if you can go on to the next slide, please, Josh. Sorry, one back. So with our latest winter release, we have launched so much more functionality and it's already in the hands of customers. And it's taken our learning platform really to the next level. This year, as I said, we've been working really, really hard, but we've also quadrupled our technical velocity. We've invested millions into development and we've released so much this year already. If we look back, we've released powerful insights and suites of new dashboards for our customers. We've released a new AI content creator, which is helping hundreds of our customers save time, save effort creating content within the platform itself. We've released a whole new mobile app, which has actually seen our adoption increase 300% this year alone. And of course, we've released Kiki, our AI assistant, which is actually used by over 80% of our customer base. And we've got customers like Frasers Group, Top Tiles, Avon, and IWG, all using Kiki to provide knowledge and instant answers faster to their teams. But today, we're taking it that one step further. And as Josh said, he's going to be sharing a little bit into what that winter release is. But if I sort of start by sharing a little bit of the vision behind it. Josh, on to the next slide, please. Our winter release this year has been underpinned by a few themes. So essentially faster and smarter AI for all of the obvious reasons. We want AI that actually works and solves problems for our customers. We've really, really focused on instant answers, no matter where that knowledge is kept. And we really, really want Kiki in the future to power and underpin all of the knowledge that our teams using the platform receive. We also have gone really, really big on social and human connectivity. Now, as AI is skyrocketing and adoption's increasing more and more, and we're living in a more and more hybrid world, like that real human connection is going to matter more than ever. So we're really strong on the fact that human and people connection is going to be more and more in demand. The next is the future of work. As I mentioned at the beginning, we believe that the future isn't siloed. It's fully connected. That's data, that's systems, that's people. And we believe that HR and L&D are really in the poised position to be leading that charge from the front, really in the poised position to be leading in the AI era and helping transform modern businesses, not just in the way that they learn, but in the way that they work. So that's led to us at Thrive really wanting to reinvent the employee experience with this release. We're so excited to share that Thrive, as you can see on the slide here, can now be your digital front door to not only content, your learning and skills, but every system, every app, and every answer. So with that sort of scene setting, Josh is going to be our release and showing you how we're pulling everything together in one single platform and one single place. So over to you, Josh.
Thanks, Cass. I think to begin with, we'll start with the hub. So as Cassie shared, we really want Thrive to become that launch pad to all of your applications across your business. We know from speaking to hundreds of different customers that there are so many different applications that employees have to deal with and connect with every single day, from email to chat tools to HRISs, CRMs, productivity tools, project management tools. The list is endless. And we really want Thrive to become the place where you begin and end your day and can seamlessly connect all of your applications to it. So I think we'll just begin with a little video just to begin with, and then we'll get into some of the detail. Let me just play this and walk.
I don't think the sound's coming through, Josh. But I did the voiceover anyway, so maybe we can just talk through the video.
Here you can see a brand new interface, completely redesigned mobile application. This is 65 plus different languages, including Arabic, all right to left. As you can see, all those kind of core applications coming in as well. There's also some beautiful video, right?
I'll also ask Richard, who's on the webinar with us today, and manning any questions that you might have throughout, to drop a link to the video in the comments so that you can all have a little look in your own time as well. And as he said, any questions as we're going through, Rich will help share them with us and we can answer them on the call. Back to you, Josh.
Yeah, so that's the hub, that centralized hub where people can get access to information, knowledge, applications, and ultimately answers. Like, we want to reduce the friction between an employee getting the information that they need. And we believe that this is going to be a key part of that. And, you know, to give you a quick glimpse of that, actually how that looks, this is live to all customers now. I've got in Thrive my emails connected alongside my Thrive Learning itself, my HubSpot, and Kiki in time as well will become more intelligent to actually start to connect to those applications and surface knowledge and information through the AI assistant itself. The cool thing about this is completely customizable. We can, you know, edit layouts, change the blocks to really create the environment you want as an employee. Because I think too many times HR, employee experience teams, L&D will design an experience and just say to the employees, there you go, that's what you get. But now what we're doing is putting the power back into the hands of the learners to actually design the experience they want. And you know what that means is we can add different widgets. You can see we've got Microsoft Teams, Slack, and we can add custom widgets as well to really, really personalize that experience. So we believe, and many of our customers are already doing this, what we can start to do is turn off many platforms. We've already had customers switching off intranet, switching off different tools to really bring Thrive as a central hub across your organization. So that's been the big focus there. And this was really stemmed from the acquisition of Hewler back in the summer. So we've been working really, really hard with all the engineers there to bring that to life, which is super exciting. So next up is Spaces. So Spaces is probably one of my favorite new solutions in the platform itself. We partnered with a new global customer on this who wanted Thrive to become much more social and interactive. We've always been brilliant at connecting people to the right content at the right time, wherever they are, but we've also wanted to bring in more of a human connection. I think in the era of AI, and you know, every vendor's pushing AI, so are we, but sometimes you can lose a human connection. So what we really want to do is enable social spaces to be built within the Thrive platform so people can connect, share, post and share knowledge. And we've already seen since the launch last week at our customer event, loads of customers go live with various groups from employee resource groups, onboarding, leadership development, and so many different types of programs. So again, if I just jump back out and show you some of these, we actually launched it in our customer community site for the different themes that we're working on in 2026. So we've got skills and goals, there's 194 people in there. We've got adaptive learning, which is a big theme for us next year as well. And if I jump into some of them, let's say for Thrive Live last week, that's being cast in 2024, you can see a social feed where people are posting content. People can start to interact, like, comment, share. We can see the trending comments there from, let's say, Tom Flash at Fraser's Group. And these can be managed centrally across the organization. Of course, we've built lots of moderation and tools and governance around that. So they can be public, they can be private, they can be locked down, they can be going live in specific markets with different languages, and they can be accessed on the mobile app as well, which is absolutely critical to our customers. So I think, bringing Spaces together with the actual Thrive platform really levels it up and makes it much more social, much more collaborative, and ultimately allows us to build that human connection that we're really striving to do. Just go back. Next up is assessments. So over the years, we've had various assessment tools within the platform to test learners, to check knowledge and competency. And we've really added a new layer of assessments around observational assessments and self-assessments, which are huge for loads of different customers across many different verticals, but especially our frontline teams. Again, we actually built this with an aviation customer here in the Middle East. They had a huge need to do safety checks pre-flight, and they want managers and team leaders on their devices observing new hires in terms of what does good look like against their safety criteria. So it's being built with frontline and compliance in mind. And, we've got lots of different examples of these on the platform. We've actually got the pre-flight checks here where I could assess somebody in the platform, so I can assess a specific person and start to work through that and skip through, etc. Or I could actually start to do a self-assessment and do my own assessment that I can start to work through to the personalized learning as a result of that as well. So combined with our existing assessment tools, we have quizzes. We have these in the content creator to do observational assessments and self-assessments. We have tasks, if it's more uploading of evidence and demonstrating of evidence. And then we have the goals as well. So it all really comes together to offer a much more broader set of assessment tools built for every device, in every language, and for all the different personas that we're working with across the organization as well. So that's also live in the platform today. Next is Kiki Connect to Search. So what we've been doing really hard in the background is working with customers to connect Kiki to other applications so it's more intelligent. So we've really been working hard to actually train Kiki on the Thrive knowledge, and we really believe that's a really unique advantage, training Kiki just on your corporate knowledge, so that when somebody's asking a question from the assistant, they're just going to what's been uploaded to your Thrive platform. It's safer, it's more secure, and you can ensure that the answers served back to an employee are verified because it's your content. It's not going to an external platform and just surfacing any old knowledge. It's all your IP. But then customers were challenging us to go a step further. So with Kiki Connect to Search, we can also connect to various different applications across your enterprise. For example, here at Thrive, we use Google G Drive, GChat, Slides, Docs, etc. So now Kiki can be more intelligent to actually surface documents and information from, let's say, G Drive, but it could also be SharePoint if that's what you use. So the idea here is that as a learner, we could go into this site here. We've got festive mode on as well, which is pretty cool. And I could be saying, what is our maternity policy, just as an example. And that's just going to read and scan all of the information. Now, that might not sit and be hosted in the Thrive platform itself. It could sit on the G Drive or in SharePoint. So Kiki will then go to that, find it, and then serve it up to the user. And naturally, we've built in their permissions and audience rules so that people only get the content which is visible to them based upon what they're allowed to see as well. So this is just how you can prompt Kiki. If it was at Burger King, I could say, tell me about our new Wagyu burger as well. And that's now going to read videos in a different sense. So we're working with the existing knowledge set, which has been uploaded. And then we can also dive into, let's say, videos which have been uploaded to the platform too. So just making Kiki much more intelligent in terms of how it interacts with the platform. Next is mentoring. So as part of the kind of summer release, we had Hula, which we acquired, and that was leveling us up as more of a hub and a launchpad to applications. But we also acquired an amazing company called Guider, which was a coaching and mentoring solution, supporting some amazing organizations around the world, like FIFA, LVMH, and Fevertree. And essentially what that allows us to do is bring full coaching and mentoring into the Thrive platform. And I'm super excited about this because it really leans nicely into the work we're doing around skills as well. So with the platform now, you can be matched to mentors based on skills, behaviors, job roles, etc., as you can see on the screen. And then we're also wrapping around content and programs into this so that coaches and managers for the first time can actually level up and learn how to be amazing in those different roles as well. So again, this is fully live on the platform. Existing Thrive customers, if you're on the call, you can absolutely use this. Just connect with your account director or your learning impact team and they can walk you through how to do it as well. But we're really, really happy with how that's worked out. And once we get onto it in 5 or 10 minutes, we'll talk about how mentoring is going to impact some of our 2026 plans as well. Next is chat. I think me and Cass are particularly excited about that. We live on WhatsApp, so we're bringing that same experience directly into the Thrive platform, as this is one-to-one or one-to-many chats with colleagues or specific groups across the organization. Now we've incorporated spaces from a social perspective. Chat just takes that a step further for those instant messages. So this is going to feel just like a WhatsApp type conversation where knowledge can be asked in real time on any device and colleagues can have those conversations in the platform, not just on the other applications that you use. Again, this is just another use case, another thing that you can use the platform for. Of course, with everything can be turned off or on. Not everything has to be used. The platform's designed to be extremely flexible and chat provides that as well. Self-reg is huge for us. Over the years, we've been asked this so many times from so many different customers, especially those with extended enterprise use cases, if they've got external workers, which might not be on the corporate identity management framework. So self-registration does what it says on the tin. It allows people to self-register and be taken directly into the right content, the right experiences, and the right audience based upon their role. This is really critical, as I said, for those external use cases. You've got partners, you've got customers, you've got contractors, or maybe just seasonal workers that need to quickly get onto the platform. They now have the power to do that and be deployed into the right area to get to content quicker than ever before. What else is new? I've just touched on Thrive Mentoring and content programs. As I said, that's a suite of programs, DE&I, women in leadership, and much, much more, which wraps around the platform. As always, this focus is about the technology and the platform itself, but great content is critical to deploying some of these features. So wrapping that around it has been absolutely critical. Next, Kiki now has a voice. You can talk on the mobile app. Again, this is fully live in the App Store, ready to go, ready to use. I was only using it earlier today with a customer in a meeting. So you can now prompt Kiki with your voice. And then we've had more releases when it comes to our analytics tools as well. So we've released much more capability. If I just dive into some examples quickly, we have team dashboards, we have search dashboards, we have different types of overviews which you can now access very quickly. And this is just providing more rich data to our customers about the trends, what's happening across the organization, what people are looking for, and just giving lots of different types of visibility as well. Okay, any questions from you, Cass?
No questions from the floor just yet, but I guess it's a good opportunity to talk and ask a little question about, out of all of those features in the winter release that we've just gone through, which one are you most excited about, and have you seen customers most excited about and adopting straight away?
At Thrive Live at the event last week, we did a kind of invitation to allow people to join those specific spaces and demonstrate their interest in being the early adopters and those types of things. I think unsurprisingly, Hub was the number one from customers in terms of what they wanted to be interested in, what they wanted to use. I do think there's so much fatigue at the minute. If you go into like large organizations, people have too many apps, too many places to go. It's quite confusing. So when we're speaking to our customers, I think they see Hub as an amazing opportunity to kind of streamline this, make it much easier easier, enhance the employee experience through a central place to get to applications. So I think for me, it probably is that. Obviously, it depends on the customer, right? Everyone's got different use cases, but that would be it for me. What about you? You're saying?
I agree. I think we did the pre-showcase to 10 different customers where we showed them a sneak preview prior to Thrive Live. And I think a lot of that feedback was around how the Hub is going to help them save time, how Hub is going to bring everything into a central place. And a lot of that repeated feedback from customers like Bannatyne and Yopa was around like increased productivity and performance. And I think Hub will definitely help make an immediate impact for customers, bringing that together and helping people be more productive. Like we know what it's like having hundreds of tabs to click through and work between. Having that centralized place where you can have one place to, as we keep saying, start and end your day, I think is going to be a real game changer. And then my second favorite is actually Spaces, I'd say. I think all of the new social functionality comes together in such a powerful way. Like Spaces and social spaces are so linked to mentoring and being able to launch new mentoring programs for specific either departments or subsets or teams within a business. And I think seeing customers already adopt that and sort of their brain ticking on what spaces they can create, whether it's women in technology or whether it's different D&I groups, like seeing our customers get really excited about how they're going to start using that has probably been one of my favorite things.
Nice.
But let's talk about next year. So let's talk about 2026. What's to come next? I think with this huge winter release, it sets us up next year for Thrive to really sort of drive forward some of these themes and concepts. So Josh, do you want to tell us what we are continuing to work on in 2026? And then what are some of these new themes that we're bringing in?
Absolutely. So we have 6 key themes. Right now we've got over 13 different technical development squads. Our engineering organization has grown hugely in the last 12 months. So we're moving at some serious pace now. So we have dedicated teams looking at skills and amazing product managers owning that. So that's skills, goals, and CPD. We have the ability to offer skills today in the platform, as well as goals and CPD, but we're just starting to add in much more capability to allow to do this at scale. We've integrated Lightcast skills framework in here. There's going to be more validation of skills. Absolutely, there's going to be use of AI to help with that as well. And just also leveling up CPD for many of our more regulated customers. You know, if you think about our customers in financial services who have a huge reliance on CPD, we're going to be adding much more capability into that. And closely linked to that is mentoring, as touched on earlier. Mentoring and skills, goals, and CPD for us is really nicely linked. Now within the platform, you can be matched to a coach or a mentor. You can schedule those sessions. You can capture your notes. But really what we want to do is connect skills and mentoring together so that I'm being truly matched to somebody based upon my career path, my ambitions, my future skills that I need to attain to level up in those areas. Because then what we can really start to do is kind of present, here's the formal learning that you must do. Here's some amazing informal recommendations that you might be interested in. Here's some mentors, and then here's how that wraps around skills. So it's a really clear journey for those customers looking to level up in those areas. And the mentoring aspect is so cool, right? It feels really natural in terms of when you're finding those mentors, you get matched to them. The team's done an amazing job of building that out. And I think in 2026, it's going to be lots more exciting things to come. Next, we have Hub widget. So I just demonstrated, Mail and Outlook and Slack and Gmail from a Hub point of view, but we're adding in more premium connectors in 2026. Customers can also request to add their own custom connectors in from across their enterprise. We have over 320 that we can bring into the platform. But here we know we're going to be thinking, how do we go deeper into different talent tools, different CRM, different productivity tools, so that we can really just address as many of the applications that you use. We don't support every single application right now. You can add a link that they all display, but we want to go a step further and embed as many as we can so they're meaningful when you log into the platform for the first time. Key in 2026 is going to keep on growing, basically. More memory, different LLMs, the ability to have more agentic capability in terms of actioning things, not necessarily just for the end learner, but also the actual L&D teams as well. So here we're going to be moving down the route of I want to build a campaign, and Kiki would do that, or build me a pathway on X, and again, it would do that based on the data. So with all of that comes better intelligence and ultimately a better experience. We're fortunate enough that we partner with lots of different organizations to bring in the latest LLMs into Kiki, and customers have the choice to connect to, let's say, OpenAI or the latest Gemini models. And many customers as well also want to bring in their own custom models as well. So there's going to be more flexibility for that as well. Kiki as well can be used on the mobile app. So our dedicated app team are working really hard on what that experience looks and feels like in Kiki. I was just with a customer just the other day, and I was talking about how user interfaces in the next 1, 2, 3 years will probably completely change, right? We used to go into a UI where it's filled with widgets and blocks and those types of things, whether it's a CRM, a HR system, or even an LMS. But in the next 3 years, will it just be a search bar? And would Kiki just be the search bar that serves up experiences directly within there? Because that's becoming very, very familiar now with the new browsers that are being released by the LLM providers and the LLMs themselves. So there's lots of things to think about there, but we're heading in some really exciting directions. Then you've got adaptive. So adaptive is very linked to the assessment tools that I shared at the beginning, how we can truly personalize a learning experience end to end, not just pathways based upon what a user has been doing based on different behaviors, assessments, and tests within the platform. So more adaptive capability will be coming into the platform in 2026. And then lastly, sometimes it's not all about the shiny, exciting things. It's not about the AI. It's just about doing the basics brilliantly. So we're going to start to layer in much more features around audiences, better content creation, improved reports, more stuff around badges and rewards as well. So there's some underlying things that we really want to do brilliantly in the platform, which might not be the most exciting feature in the world, but that will definitely help you level up in 2026 as well. So the roadmap is really nicely balanced, we believe, in 26. It's pushing forward on the innovation and the things that customers really want to see to push the platform forward. It's really kind of leveling up in the area of like skills and mentoring those areas, and then it's just doing the basics brilliantly as well.
And on those brilliant basics, which we like to call them, Josh, which aren't basic at all, actually, we should probably maybe come up with a new name, because a lot of this stuff is stuff that we're working with customers directly on, right? It's stuff that our customers are asking us to keep working on and keep improving and keep making better. We always have this saying that we want to keep evolving and improving every part of our platform, not leaving anything to go stale or get legacy. So it would be really cool if we can share with everyone on the call today or in the webinar today how we actually balance like the innovation piece, everything that people saw today with Hub and with mentoring and what's coming with skills and the connectors, but also balance those with customer requirements and customer requests as well. And we've done some really awesome things, almost kind of answering my own question, but I'll put it back to you, around how we've used Spaces internally to actually get customer feedback. But why don't we tell everyone about how we're doing even more to listen to customers?
Absolutely. So many of the customers on the call might have been a part of innovation panels and those types of things. There's opportunities within the platform itself with our customer communities to get involved and vote for ideas and where we head next as well. And we're constantly listening and spending time with customers to incorporate that in. Much of the things that I've shown you today that we've released in the winter release have come from customers. I mentioned the assessments came from an aviation customer. Spaces came from one of our technology customers. So we're really starting to incorporate a lot of what they see within the product itself. And sometimes that's not necessarily a huge feature or a huge solution. It might just be something super small that we get some feedback. Our engineering team can move quite quickly and deploy a little change to a customer as well. Like recently, for example, we've actually added Nano Banana for image generation because we got some feedback on the different models and those types of things. So we can move really, really quickly in terms of how that's all working. And, customers now, like I said, are contributing to all of these different spaces, which is really nice. We can see the customers are all in here. We've got Becky from Weatherby's there posting and these types of things. So it's a very collaborative customer community. And we believe that's the best way, I guess, to kind of stay ahead of the competition and provide the best solution to our customers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love this idea. And don't forget festive mode. Festive mode came from User Delight. and it definitely delights us. I think that was probably one of our biggest reactions at Thrive Live, wasn't it? Festive mode.
all these big solutions, and festive mode, snow gets the biggest one.
Solutions, and at the end of the day, everyone just loves some snow. Okay, and just to follow up on the question, and then we've got an audience question as well that we will answer around assessments. But on the customer thing, I think it would also be really important to cover how we're supporting customers through this change. So we've shared a lot of what's in our winter release, and to some customers that might be a lot of change. To others, they can embrace all of this new stuff straight away, get it out there, get it to their teams, get using it. But to others, it might be a little bit of a journey to get switched on, or to maybe test for a period first before they roll it out. So how are we at Thrive supporting our customers to actually adopt these new features and implement them and release them successfully?
Yeah, so we're in our customer portal here. There's, as you can see, there's so much content and collateral and resources that we've provided on here, but there's ongoing webinars and support as well. We really want to handhold customers through the release of all these changes, right? Because some of them are quite substantial releases and features that, mentoring isn't just turn on mentoring. We need to be wrapped around with some change management and really understanding how your business are doing that. The same with Hub, right? We need to connect to different applications. So the change management that goes around this, our learning impact team, our impact team, all supporting that change is absolutely critical. So over the next coming weeks and months, there's collateral within the Thrive Tribe for those customers that are on the call. There's workshops that we're going to be running to actually get you up to speed with all of this as well. And just reach out to your learning impact team as well, so that you can really make the most of this as well. I think the best thing, if you think about things like Hub, for example, the Hub doesn't have to be turned on. You can just be testing it, and you can see everything is just based on toggles, right? So you can really test this with your own teams, whether it's the Hub, whether it's Spaces, whatever it might be. You've got the full flexibility to just test this within your own teams first before going further. So we'd always recommend that as well, right, from a feedback perspective.
Absolutely. And if you head on to the last slide, Josh, we're also, as Josh said, creating lots of collateral. We've got all the technical help documentation, but also creating a lot of guides. With Hub, as we mentioned, we really do believe that HR and L&D are in the position to bring their whole organization along this journey with them. And we've created this stakeholder guide that you can all download for free today. It's not gated or anything, to really help different departments within your organization get on board and actually start to leverage platforms like Thrive to do more. Cool. Let's dive into some audience questions. Josh, for a couple of assessments questions. So with assessments, a question around, can you do them in bulk, and can you get the results in the dashboards and in insights?
Yeah, exactly. So Suzanne, we can reach out to you afterwards just to provide you some support on this, but all of the observational assessments results and those types of things will feed into our dashboards, and that's coming very, very shortly. And you can set those assessments up in the content creator as well. So if you go into collaborations, content creator, you'll see assessments in there, so you can create them and assign them out as well. So really easy to use, but we can definitely guide you through that as well. I can see the other questions. We've got Sean Kirk. Is there any plans for Kiki to connect / work with Copilot? Absolutely. And I think it's just it's an interesting time, right? There's lots of different Copilots, assistants, kind of being rolled out in lots of different applications. So for us, Sean, it's really about understanding, where does Copilot play really well? What does that need to be doing? And why are people using that? And again, why would Kiki be used as well? And really understanding the why behind it, because otherwise it could get quite confusing from an employee experience perspective. So with Copilot, we've done lots of integrations into Microsoft applications as part of this release. So we definitely can connect Kiki further to that. But I guess it's just understanding the why and those types of things. So we just need a bit of an offline chat, I guess, to understand what we're looking to achieve there.
Awesome.
Heather, will the assessment tool allow for other question types besides multiple choice, selections, matching? Not right now. So we're adding in some more question types soon. Right now it's multiple choice and those types of things. In Q1, the earlier part of Q1, we're having another release around this, things like surveys and those types of things. So you're going to see that in the platform as well, where it's more kind of free text opposed to, let's say, multiple choice selections as well. So you'll see that in the platform soon, Heather, which I know a lot of customers have been pushing for on surveys and other text types as well. And Suzanne, is there somewhere we can view the list of connectors available from today? Absolutely. So if you go into Thrive Tribe, it should all be within there. If you go into the hub, there'll be a breakdown of the connectors, what's included, and all those types of things. So you can get into that in here. So just head to Thrive Tribe and you'll get access to everything.
Brilliant. You don't even need me, Josh. You can ask and answer your own questions.
Look at me go.
Look at you go. Brilliant. So if there's any last questions, please do feel free to put them forward to us. I will end this today, Josh, with one more question. And I think it's more about what you're excited about 2026. We talked a little bit about what has excited us most in the winter release. But as part of what's coming in 2026, what are you most excited about in the way the products and the platform is headed?
Probably two things. I do think adaptive, I'm absolutely buzzing for in terms of like how does that truly personalize an experience. I know many learning platforms have done that over the years, and we've done it in the past as well. But I think the things that we're working on will really level that up, so people do get a truly personalized and adapted experience based upon what they need to go through. And then probably again, Kiki, to be fair, I know some of the team, the AI engineers are working on some unbelievable things to really have Kiki leveling up in 2026, more agentic and those types of things. So adaptive and Kiki are probably the two for me. How about you?
Yeah, I think I would add the human connection piece. I think we're going to see spaces and social spaces take off so much, and with mentoring and with everyone getting answers from the likes of Kiki or other AI tools, I think we're going to crave so much more interaction and answers from each other and from people. And I think that collaboration element is going to be really, really, really popular into next year.
Nice.
Awesome. So I think that's it. We've got no time for any more questions today.
How do we set up Hub and apply it since it isn't available on our system? If you reach out to your account director or our support team, they'll be able to help you with that, and they'll be able to answer like when you can get it live and those types of things. So just reach out directly.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us in our winter release announcement. If you've got any questions, please do feel free to reach out to us, speak to the team, and we're more than happy to answer anything that you might have. Yeah, we'll leave it there, Josh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.